Hello and welcome to this brief video covering information for the Year 10 exams. In this video, I will be talking you through how best to support your child with revision at home, what students are doing to prepare for revision in school, and examination guidance pertaining to how students should conduct themselves in the exam hall. Firstly, how can you best support your child at home? The best way to support your child is to encourage them to make use of the resources that we have available in school, like GCSE Pod, Doddle, and the revision guides that have been made available to students. Also, to sit down with your young person and encourage them to create a revision timetable which best shows how to lay out their revision so they have a plan of how they are going to revise for their exams. Firstly, a bit of information about GCSE Pod. What is it, what's included, and how is it useful? All 21 of the GCSE subjects are available on GCSE Pod with exam board specific guidance. It's available on a computer, a phone or a tablet, and there are apps available for both Android and Apple devices. Students have been using GCSE Pod for homework and as part of their ongoing revision, and subject teachers have been setting pods for students to watch. So what is a pod? Each topic, each subject contains a playlist of 3 to 5 minute videos, and these videos are called pods. Pods contain lots of keywords, facts, quotes, labelled diagrams, and what they do is they go beyond the subject to give students a wider coverage of the exam content. They can be watched online or downloaded for offline viewing, a bit like BBC iPlayer, and students can organise their pods into playlists and they can favourite certain pods to return to them, a bit like YouTube or Spotify. Data from over 2,200 students shows that higher GCSE Pod users are more likely to exceed their predicted grades. What this means is higher usage of GCSE Pod yields a greater impact on exams. The more students use GCSE Pod, the more they remember. On average, the highest users received 3 grades higher across their subjects than they were predicted. This is not in comparison to their peers, but in comparison to their own predicted grades. The best thing about GCSE Pod is that it can be used anywhere and at any time, whether students are travelling to or from school, whether they're at home, at the gym, on the paper round in the car, whether they're going for a walk in the park. There are so many places where GCSE Pod can be useful, and it means that revision can be part of any situation. Some top tips for using GCSE Pod with your child. Firstly, watch online or offline. If going out and travelling, turn that wasted travelling time into productive learning time. Pods can be watched in the car if they're downloaded offline, and they are useful for students on the go. Encourage your young person to make a playlist. Using playlists helps students to organise their own revision and take ownership of the content they want to go over. The best thing to do is to access and look at pods which cover the toughest areas of the course or the areas of the course that the student finds the most challenging. The next one is to use memory cards. After watching a pod, get some flashcards or pieces of paper and write down as much as they can remember. Test their knowledge, quiz, go over and go again. Turning it into a competition for your child is also incredibly rewarding. If they get so many correct, there might be a reward. The best thing about GCSE Pod is it makes learning and revision manageable. It enhances subject knowledge, it allows you to get involved with your child's progress and to quiz and work with them on their revision. It's also proven to increase motivation and confidence amongst children, and the pre-made exam playlists help to organise their revision. The best thing about pods is students often will watch videos already. All it does is it turns the videos that they're watching into something useful for their revision. GCSE Pod can be accessed by following the instructions here, going to the website, clicking New User, entering details, and then creating username and password. All students in Year 10 already have an active GCSE Pod account that they created back in Year 9. If they have forgotten their password, they should go and see Student Services who will be able to reset it for them. Now, when it comes to organising revision, a revision timetable is really key. There are so many hours in the day that it's often difficult to think about when is best to plan revision. Students will want to revise at different times. Some will want to revise before dinner, some will want to revise after dinner, some will want to revise Saturday morning, Sunday evening. The best thing to do is to have a timetable and put certain subjects on certain days and at certain times. What this does is it allows students to break their revision down into smaller, more manageable chunks, so the task seems less daunting. In order to help students revise in school, we've produced a booklet of department-approved recommended revision guides. This has been sent out to parents or carers already, and Its function is to show you which revision guides we as an academy believe are best placed to support your child with revision for the exam boards that we cover and that we study for. Different subjects will be able to offer different guidance around how best to revise, and students should speak to their teacher in the first instance about how best to organise their revision. To further support students with their revision in school, we're very keen on making sure that they approach their exams in a positive way. Recent research from the Fisher Family Trust has shown that staying ambitious, motivated and focused during Year 11 is worth on average half a grade per GCSE subject. We want students to approach the Year 10 exams with an open mind, positively, and thinking about how they can learn from this experience. We call this the growth mindset, viewing the exams as a challenge and an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to try their best, and an opportunity to take control of where they are at the moment in their GCSE studies. There's the opposite of a growth mindset, and that's a fixed mindset. The fixed mindset avoids challenge and says, I'm only as clever as I'm ever going to be, there's no point in trying, I can't do it. We're keen to avoid students falling into this mindset. We want students to be inspired by the successes of those that have come before them, think of learning as an opportunity to grow and develop as a young person. We want students in school to focus on their revision as a positive thing and to see it as a positive challenge. Now, exam stress is going to exist, and that's something that we want to minimise. It's not something we're going to be able to avoid altogether. But a little bit of stress isn't a bad thing. A little bit of stress shows students that these are important and that they care about their exams. One of the ways that students can best improve is through thinking about everything in terms of the 1% margin. The idea of this is, over time, if students just aim to be 1% better each and every day, it's an easily achievable goal. And after 1 year, they will have improved 37%. The idea of marginal gains is that students approach every task thinking, how can I get better at this day by day? One area where students can look to improve and gain is in their attendance. All students in Year 10 should be aiming for 100% attendance. It's proven that being in school, in lessons, working towards their qualifications is the best place to be when it comes to preparing for exams. And this is no different for the Year 10 exams. We want to work with all students to improve attendance so that they're in school and learning. What further support is available for students in school? In addition to working with students on their attendance and also their mindset in relation to the exams, we also have the following. A revision clinic every Wednesday after school in B4. This is a place where students can come to revise in a quiet environment and also complete any homework tasks that their class teachers have set for them. All class teachers are setting homework at the moment relating to the Year 10 exams. We also have departmentally produced revision resources, including knowledge organisers, revision checklists, quizzes, and other things that students can be working on. In class, there's regular quizzing and all homework tasks are relating to the exams. From next week, students will begin their Year 10 exam preparation week, where all classes in all subjects will be preparing them for their exams. Lastly, a bit of information about exam guidance. Students must bring all of their own equipment. We cannot lend any equipment out due to COVID-19 restrictions. Students must remain in silence for the entire time that they're in the exam hall. Students have been provided with their own personal exam timetable, and they should look to this in the first instance to organise their revision and also organise when they need to be in the exam hall. Lastly, students must not have any electronic devices on their person, including smartwatches. They must be switched off and placed in their bags before they enter the exam hall. If you have any queries relating to this, please do not hesitate to contact Mr. Merson, who is our Assistant Principal for Assessment and Moderation, at the following email address. Thank you very much for your time. The key dates here are, from next week, in-class preparation begins for students in Year 10, and the exam series runs from the 17th of May to the 28th of May. Thank you very much for watching.